All right, parents, it is time for some adult conversations. So you may want to get the kiddos away from the television right now, like out of the room. It is hot outside, but we want to turn the temperature up in your bedroom. You know, spice up your love life, like maybe talking dirty to your partner or getting creative. And it doesn't have to be dirty, like, you know, nasty. So we're going to give you some ideas on how to start. And professional counselor Lindsay Walden is here, and she specializes in sex therapy, and she has all kinds of interesting ideas for it. But first of all, let's talk about talking dirty, because I know that we all think dirty thoughts, you know, if you know what I mean. But
I call them sexy thoughts.
Sexy thoughts.
There you go.
So why is it so hard to actually express them, to say them out loud to our spouse, our partner?
Well, I think it comes from a lot of things, but, you know, first of all, when we say, like, talking dirty, doesn't have to be, like, vulgar to a point if you're uncomfortable saying it, or if it's words that you're not comfortable with, or, like, if people are like, I don't want to curse, or I don't want to, and it's like, then don't. You don't have to say anything that's not natural.
Okay.
But I think usually, you know, as people, we're going to be much more likely to say things, you know, kind of to our friends or to people that we're not as concerned what they think about us. Like if we have to say something to a partner in the middle of like a sexual encounter, and what if they think something's weird about what we say,
because
and we get
isn't
embarrassed?
It true that you're actually more likely to talk about sex with everybody but your partner?
That's probably true, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know that we could prove it, but definitely what I see, it's that there is that discomfort of like, well, I don't want them to think I'm weird, or I don't want them to think something I say or do is embarrassing, or they don't want the same thing, or what if they don't find it erotic and I do, you know, that kind of thing.
But the thing is that especially for women, this is one of the most arousing things you can do, is to start verbalizing your thoughts.
One thing that I see a lot, not all the time, but males a lot of times in a heterosexual relationship are a lot more visually stimulated, where women have a lot more like they can be in their head with the sexy thoughts, but they can, you know, like they want to be told what you're going to do next or how you're going to touch them, or that's why like maybe written erotica appeals more to women than it will to men sometimes.
So we're actually going to go through steps on how to start the whole talking dirty process.
Sure.
And the first thing you do, you say, is to start with appreciation, like maybe just complimenting your guy and telling him how hot he looks. That's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, or like finding, you know, like maybe you catch him just getting out of the shower or something, and it's like not that you're going to do anything right in that moment if you're like in a hurry to go to work, but you can still appreciate it or be like, oh, I really like how you look, or, you know, you can do it in kind of a like very forceful way, but still it has like the undertone there to it.
Okay. And I think that women, that goes a long way when a guy points out the things that they like, what they, you know, what they see.
Even if it's little things, like if he just says, you know, like, oh, your eyes are so pretty, or, you know, you're just, I love looking at your face, or it doesn't have to be overtly sexual.
So that's baby step number one.
Right.
Number two in talking dirty, tell them what you want more of. So maybe you're already kind of, you know, getting it on, you like something, tell them that. Yeah,
I think that one of the biggest things is that even not so much like before a sexual encounter or an intimate time, we don't talk a lot, but during it sometimes, if something feels good or we like what's going on or we don't like what's going on, a lot of times we'll have kind of a reservation to not say, yeah, keep doing that, or I like it when you do this, or, you know, and sometimes we'll find ways if, you know, a couple's having trouble communicating, then maybe I'll have them do some kind of individual thinking about like, well, what did you like in this last encounter? And then maybe write an email to each other or text each other or something that's a little easier to communicate.
Don't expect them to read your mind. The next step is tell them something that you would like to actually try.
Yeah, I like to have, you know, kind of this, I don't know if you want to call it an exercise or an activity, but I'll have couples who are like, okay, I want you each to just take some time, write down anything that comes to mind when you think of sexual acts or intimate acts or physical acts, even if they're things you don't necessarily want to do, and then go through and mark, okay, this is a yes, this is a never, like no, and this is a maybe. And those are the ones that I think are interesting to have discussion about between the couple or whoever we're talking about, so that they can kind of see, well, is that something we want to try?
And last up, you basically say that, you know, it's really easy. You don't have to look them in the eyes. You could just whisper in their ear to tell them these things. You don't have to use dirty words.
Right.
And it's really okay if you do surprise them at first, because it kind of is the idea that you want to shock them a little bit and get them riled up.
Sure, it's kind of that like element of surprise, and it's like it spices it up, like we're talking about. It doesn't let it be quite the same thing. And some people will say like, no, you know, really vulgar or dirty words, they turn me off. Some people are like, you know, in that really one context, I really like the nasty words. And it's like, okay, that's fine. You just have to figure out what works for you and kind of allow yourself the freedom to go with it and not be too quick to judgment, kind of put judgment on it.
I like when Lindsay comes on because she makes everything just seem like, oh yeah, just do that. It's okay. Like, like all of a sudden, like, you're not a bad person.
That's right. I think there's so much judgment. It's like, let's explore it. Let's embrace the sexuality in a positive way.
And have some fun.
That's
all
right.
Thank you.
It's supposed to be fun.
Let us know if you try it and how it works for you. All right.
Yeah.
Put a link to Lindsay's website on GreatDaySt.Louis.com. Now I get to toss to the guys and see what they say.
Now, Lindsay,
Yes, Ken.
if somebody's doing something that you don't like, is it okay to just say ouch? Or maybe ow, 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 ow? Doesn't that get the message across?
Well, sure, and I'm not advocating that we ever do anything or let anybody do anything to us that's unpleasant.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's also probably a better way to approach it than just like, ow, 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 ow. Like, that's my
But that
kind of
gets the
kill.
point
That ought
across
to drive
pretty
the
quick.
point home. Good
It
point.
does
Yes.
get the point across. It might kind of kill some of the mood in the process. There could probably be a, why don't you focus on this body part instead or something? And yeah.
I'm so
Well,
glad there is
let's see
one
what's-
professional in the
Let's see
studio
what's on
right
Netflix.
now. Yeah.
How's that?
What's in the fridge? Thank you, ladies, very much.
Stick to your scripts, boys.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right.
Much more ahead in the next half hour of Great Day. We're going to make some sweet treats with the help of Deerbergs, actually. This
Oh, this
dessert.
sounds so good.
Oh, man. Takes salty and sweet to a whole new level. Trust me, you're going to want to try this one.
All right. Plus, Taylor Swift is known for writing songs all about her breakups, but two can play at that game, my little friend. Yeah, we're listening to some lyrics from John Mayer's latest tune that people are saying is all about Taylor.
And it is a resort like no other. We're going to take you inside the Kama Ultra Beach Club and show you how to save more than 60%.
Look at that.
Plus, mixing traditional and modern. You can do it. Jeannie from Three French Hens is going to show us how.
Have a great day, St. Louis.